A major and often misunderstood factor that determines how bad storm surge is going to be is the shape of the earth underneath the surface of the water. A way to visualize that, though, is to think of these two clay models. This model here shows you visually what the shape of the earth looks like underneath the Gulf of Mexico. So if you drained all the water out of the Gulf, you'd find a very slow and gradual drop down to the deepest point in the Gulf of Mexico. This makes our side of Florida more vulnerable to storm surge because in this case, there's nothing underneath the water that can hold it back when a major storm surge event is unfolding. A very different story as compared to this coast, the Palm Beach coast on the Atlantic side of Florida.
On the East Coast, the continental shelf just drops off like a rock. It gets deep very fast, and that limits how far storm surge can go inland.
This is why, when you consider the evacuation maps across South Florida, nearly everyone who lives in Lee, Charlotte, and Collier County is in an evacuation zone. But on this side of the state, like in Palm Beach County, very few people who live to the west of US 1 happen to be. That's why it's important to not only know your evacuation zone, but understand the unique reasons why our community in Southwest Florida is so vulnerable to storm surge. Reporting on the road at a very humid and rainy Palm Beach, Florida, I'm First Alert meteorologist Rob Duns. Back to you.